Life is just another playground. There's this running away from awkwardness, right? I think we all need to accept that before you're good, you need to be bad. So, allow the awkwardness.
Welcome to Awaken the Ripple, the podcast that provides practical tips through real and honest conversations to help you unlock your purpose, ignite positive change within you, while empowering you to create ripples of impact throughout the world. Today, we're diving into a topic that has the power to transform lives: networking. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or just someone looking to make meaningful connections, networking is one of the most powerful tools for growth and impact. But let's be honest, many of us struggle with it. I know I do. So how do we build authentic relationships? How can introverts find their place in a networking-driven world? And how can we use our connections not just for personal gain, but to create ripples of positive change? Well, my guest today is here to help. Obinna Iwuji, or Obi for short, is a champion of community and a master of networking, currently immersed in the world of data visualization at the University of the Arts, London. Obi is passionate about shifting perceptions, using information design to unlock the stories hidden within data, crafting powerful spoken word performances, and most importantly, building communities that provide support, inspiration, and a platform for change. He will share his insights on how networking is the key to building these communities and amplifying your impact. So, Obi, are you ready?
Oh my gosh, the way you said that intro, master, you know. I'm not sure about that, but I'm very excited for this conversation. Yeah.
Great. Well, let's get started with this first question. So, let's start with the basics. What does networking truly mean to you beyond just exchanging business cards or LinkedIn connections?
See, I think I've been thinking about this a lot recently. What does it actually mean to network? Because a lot of the time, it's this weird loaded term. Like you just said, exchanging business cards, you're coming, I get value out of you, you get value out of me, And recently, I think my understanding of networking now is just meeting people and exchanging values. Not value, but values. Because you find that the connections that you make the most are the ones where I sync with you, you sync with me. We have an interesting way of thinking, even if it's a bit different, but there's some synergy there. And so we're able to talk about our values, and we don't just talk about, what's our P&L or business. We also talk about, oh my gosh, the football match. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you like this show. I like this show too. Let's talk, or let's chop it up. Or I'm curious about your scientific endeavor because I'm a nerd and I like to learn about that. You know what I mean? The connections end up being a lot more genuine because it's about, I want to understand you and your values and where you're coming from. And I want to tell you about me. And let's see if we synergize or not.
Yeah.
So that's how I see networking now.
I love how you said that, because that whole value exchange. I've been at networking events, and I think that's the hardest bit for me. It's probably firstly identifying the person who I want to reach out to, and then going through that little awkward stage in the beginning, trying to find that synergy between us. Oh, does this person like Love is Blind? I do too. So it's having to get over that initial hump, I would say, in forming those genuine connections to then identify where that value, that good value exchange could be authentically, right? When you say.
I would say, and I think, there's this running away from awkwardness, right?
Yes, that's me.
I said it at the panel event from before as well. I think we all need to accept that before you're good, you need to be bad.
Yes.
Okay? So allow the awkwardness. It's okay when you try to walk up to someone, have a conversation, there's just a silence and echoes. And you're like, should you say something? Should I say, okay, I'm just going to walk away. Bye. Let that happen.
Yeah.
Because it's as you get used to that, then it's easier for you to, walk up to someone and eventually get to that level of comfortability when you can ask a deeper question like, what do you value in life? I'm not saying you should go off rip and start asking that, but it becomes easier when you're okay with being awkward.
Yeah.
And that comes with just practice and repetition. You just got to get used to being awkward.
Be okay with being awkward. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to embrace that.
I will say, I think sometimes, because we all grow up and we think we're adults and we know what we're doing, yeah? But sometimes I feel like life is just another playground, right? You got your cool kids, you got your sports people, you got your you know what I mean? Everyone kind of falls into their mini cliques.
Yeah.
And you think you grow out of that, but you really don't, because even in the workplace, those cliques form.
Yeah.
And so you're out in this playground, but you're just a bit taller, a bit older. And it's how do you navigate the playground to find your friends?
Right. Yes.
And that's what we're all trying to figure out.
Yeah. Okay. So embrace the awkwardness and see it as a genuine value exchange.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. So that's a powerful perspective. A lot of people think of networking as transactional, but as you said, it's much deeper than that.
Yeah.
You're trying to find, okay, where are these synergies that exist between us? So it becomes a little bit more than that. So when it comes to building meaningful connections, what are the key principles of authentic networking, and how can someone cultivate genuine relationships rather than just surface level contacts?
So that's a good question. I think I'm going to talk about it in two parts. So first of all, I'm going to go back and say, get rid of sales mentality, because it's unfortunate. I worked in partnerships, right? I ended up working with a lot of salespeople. And there's this feeling when you're around a salesperson and you get a bit tense because you feel like everything they're saying is a sale.
Yeah.
And so I'm not actually sure I want to talk to you right now because you're just trying to sell me. You don't actually care about me.
Yeah, you don't care about me. You just want to sell
you
whatever
just want to sell
item.
your product.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm not automatically I'm not receptive. And there's a danger in networking where you end up approaching it like you're a salesperson. And so the only thing you're trying to do is make your sale. In this case, the sale is, hey, like me. Like me.
Like me. You have no choice.
You have no choice. You have to like me.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that? I like that too. You know about that? I know about that too.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it not genuine and not authentic, because you're acting like a salesperson. So first thing you need to do, get rid of sales mentality.
Okay.
Next thing is, honestly, is just genuine curiosity and questions, learning how to ask questions. Since I was small, I've been very inquisitive, too curious for my own good. I learned not to say things to everybody, so I hold back a lot more nowadays. Okay. But curiosity definitely brings people together. So when you meet someone and, what brings you here? Standard question. They're wearing like their hair a certain way. Oh my gosh, I like, you don't even need to say I like, but your hair is like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How do you decide that? How do you go about styling your hair? I'm really bad at fashion. You look good. How do you go about choosing? You know what I mean? Like, ask these questions are a lot, they tell you more about the person than about the thing that they do.
Right.
And then from there you move forward.
Okay.
Other ways is just networking, quote unquote, in more familiar spaces.
Okay.
So, for example, you can go to a networking event, very overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So if you've never done it before, I would say maybe that shouldn't be your first go into place. Yeah. But let's think of a more familiar environment. Do you go to church? Okay, just practice speaking to random people at church.
Yeah.
Are you into, I don't know, are you into films and all that? Maybe go to a film club. Are you into science? Maybe go to like an astrology talk. Yeah. Are you in, you know what I mean? Yeah. Find the things that you are into. Mm-hmm. People will be there. Go there and just practice speaking to people. And that way you already have a topic that you all are aligned on.
Okay.
This thing that we're here for. Yeah. You start talking about that. And then from there you start to just talk about life and you learn about people.
Okay.
So I would just say be in a familiar environment and then don't approach it as a sales. Yeah.
That is really, really good. Something for me to think about as well, because I think I've just at times just gone to networking events, but not really put a lot of thought into the event itself that I'm going to. I think I probably need to be more intentional and think about the things that are genuinely of high interest to me, which would be like films, and probably just trying that out. So testing the waters, meeting someone, trying to dig deep into that person, right? As you said, it could be like more of an opening question. Oh, I love your hair, love your style, that sort of thing. And then from there, you can, find that sweet spot. Okay, great. The thing is, authenticity is everything. But for many, putting themselves out there can feel intimidating. And speaking of which, how can introverts or those who struggle with networking overcome their fears and start building strong, valuable connections?
That's a great question. And like, as much as I seem quite out there, right? Like when I approach a place with a lot of people, like our Roots events, if you actually look at me when I do that, I don't talk to anybody when I first enter, because it's just a lot of people. It's just a lot of energy and a lot of people. So I'm not going to talk to anyone. If I know you, I might wave and be like, but I'm just trying to walk around.
Okay.
Because my first instinct is, okay, a lot of people, let me just know where I am. Okay, let me see where the toilet is. Let me see where the food is and all of that, so I can have something in my hands in case I get nervous and sweaty. I don't want to shake anyone's hand. Let me walk around a bit. Okay, people are there. Okay, I'm a bit more comfortable. I've seen the area. I know one person there. Okay, let me try and talk to someone I know first. Okay, hi, I know you. Wagwan. Okay, I'm gonna be real. This is a lot right now, but we're here. Great to see you.
Obi, let me just stop. I did not realize that about you. I didn't think that you are literally checking exit strategies.
You've got to. How do I run away?
He needs to make sure he has food in his hands, scouting out the place, trying to identify the familiar face in the room, and then gauging, okay, who am I going to chat to first? Because you always come across so charismatic. I just thought it was natural in you to just go up to anyone, no problem. I didn't think that.
I wish that was the case.
Stop.
Thank you for thinking that of me. There are some times when I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm a weird person where when I have a job, no matter how I feel, I will act. So if my job is to make people feel comfortable, which as co-chair of Roots, that was part of my job.
Right.
I didn't think of myself too much. And I was just like, okay, stranger and on their lonesome, let me just scoop you up and put you there. But that's more thinking of it as this is an action I have to do because it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
That's very different from when I'm not organizing the event and I'm just a pedestrian, just randomly in a place.
Yeah.
Then that I act a bit differently because I need to find my foot in.
Yeah.
But probably the reason why I look so much more approachable is because I started talking with someone I know.
Okay.
And for most introverts, when you talk to a large amount of people, it's hard. It's shattering.
Yeah.
But when you're talking to your friend that you've known since time, you just open up.
Yeah.
And so the sooner you can get to that friend that you know, the sooner you'll be able to open up.
Right.
And then people will kind of circle around a good conversation if you're having one.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden they're being like, oh, this person is charismatic. Nah, I'm just talking to someone that I know. And you happen to be in my peripherals. That's it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think first things first is to find a point of familiarity. Find someone you know.
Okay.
If you don't know anyone, then I need you to find courage. And I need you to find courage and just say, I don't need to talk to 10, 20 people. I need to have a 5-minute conversation, one person.
Okay.
That is my win. I am happy with that. Peace out. I am leaving the place. Start small. I think we're thinking too much about you want to be like the Tony Stark and Beyonce. You don't need to be that guy.
Yeah.
You don't need to be that person.
Yeah.
You need to be, what are you trying to come in here for? You're trying to meet someone. You're trying to exchange values.
Yes, exactly.
You only need one person for that.
Yeah.
And you don't need an hour-long conversation for it either.
No.
Because, when you talk to one person, you're going to find their vibe quite quickly and you'll realize if you jam with them or not. Yeah. And if you don't, then guess what? You can disengage and be like, nice talking to you. Bye. And walk away.
See you. Peace out.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think people understand that to some extent. And it's okay. If you're going to cross paths again, you will. But people are more okay with it than you think.
Okay.
It's just a lot of times we're battling
stuck in the head.
The person in our own head. That's the person who's telling you, oh, you can't talk to this person. Yeah. Oh, you're not good enough. Yeah. Oh, you're a boring person to talk to. All these thoughts. No one has told you these things.
Yeah.
It's you that's told yourself these things.
That's true. So true.
That's a whole other...
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast where you need to dig deep into the conversation mindset that's going on.
Because I have never met someone who has openly come and told me, Obinna, talking to you is trash. I hate talking to you. You are boring. Don't talk to me. No one has ever done that to me.
No one.
And I've said some very boring things in this world.
I doubt it.
I trust me, I have. But no one has ever said that to you.
Yeah.
So who's telling me that?
Your brain, yourself.
And I'm probably over reading into someone's expressions too and assuming what they're thinking of me, but it's all me.
Yeah. I completely get what you're saying. So for the listeners, if you're an introvert, scout out your exits.
Know how you can escape in case of emergency. Okay? And the emergency might be you are tired of being here and you want to move now. So know your escape routes. Yes.
Know your exit strategies. Make sure that you feel comfortable. If there are like a few munchies, get yourself a munchie, calm yourself down. And then maybe as you're on the outskirts, checking out the crowd, you might see someone and just basically tell yourself just one person who you need to speak to. And just go in, as you said, not like a salesperson. Compliment them or ask them something about themselves and then see where that conversation goes. And remember that whatever conversation is going on in your head, more than likely that person isn't thinking about that.
No, they're thinking about themselves.
They're thinking about themselves too, just as you're thinking about yourself.
Yes.
And remember, you can exit this conversation at any point in time. Yeah. No one's tying you to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Very encouraging, especially for those who feel like networking isn't their strength. Once people start making connections, the next challenge is keeping them alive. So, what strategies do you recommend for nurturing and maintaining relationships over time, especially in today's fast-paced digital world?
Okay, so this is a very good question. It's something I struggle with as well, to be fair.
It's overwhelming, right?
It's a lot. And this is why I think the first thing to say is, like, do you talk to all your friends all the time?
No, I do not.
So why do you need to talk to a stranger all the time?
Facts.
There are some friends I haven't chatted to in 6 months, but if I grab the phone right now and chat to them, it's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You don't actually need to talk to everyone all the time. So get rid of that pressure that you need to keep all your...
Yeah.
You're not a salesperson. You don't need to keep all your leads.
Ticking over in order to have that conversion.
Weekly spam being like, come back.
Yeah.
You're not a salesperson.
Okay.
You're trying to nurture a relationship. Sorry.
Take the pressure off. You don't have to maintain it every day, every month. Okay.
And then, but the ones that you do want to maintain, honestly, you'd be surprised what a quick message, hey, saw your post on LinkedIn. Really cool. Hey, we haven't spoken in a while. Do you want to grab a coffee?
Yeah.
Really low-key messages like that. You don't need to come to them with all the questions and the you don't need, like, reduce the pressure, reduce your tax.
Yeah.
And just think, okay, I haven't spoken to this person in a while, but I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
Hi, long time no speak. Do you want to grab a coffee?
Yes.
Like, this post was interesting. Or if you have no point of relationship, just be like, hey, I was thinking about you. Yeah. I'd love to chat to you.
Yeah.
Some people are going to air you and just not reply. That's fine. Some people will reply on that day. Some people will reply in that minute. Some people will reply in a week. Your job is, you're not a salesperson. I keep going back to that. You're not trying to take over this KPI of calls per minute or something like that.
Yeah.
You're just trying to foster a relationship.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you try to foster a relationship, the other person doesn't reciprocate. But that doesn't mean you. That could just mean they're busy. That could just mean for whatever reason you are not the top person on their radar, and that's fine. Move on. Mm-hmm. I think it goes back to your why. Why exactly are you networking? Are you networking because somebody told you network, therefore you're networking? Or are you trying to connect with somebody because you found your values aligned and you want to see what talking to them could bring?
Okay.
When that's your purpose,
Yeah.
the way you approach things are a bit more,
Yeah.
they're different and they're a lot more genuine.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it needs to be more intentional. You need to be thinking about why it is you want to reach out to this person anyway, to then facilitate this value exchange that you think is possible.
Okay. Because let's say you're genuinely reaching out to someone because you think what they do is awesome.
Yeah.
And you just want to take the time to learn from them. Mm. You should probably write that in a message.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
I think you're incredible. I just want to take the time to learn from you.
Yeah.
Can I get 10-minute conversation with you? Are you telling me if you received a message like that?
I was just going to say, anyone receiving something like that, they would be more than open or more than willing to meet with this person.
They will find the time to meet with you. Literally. Mm-hmm. You'd be so surprised. And we talked about LinkedIn. Mm. I've done this so many times where, I would say I'm still an infant in the data viz industry, right? I haven't been there for that many years. People have been there for 15 much more years. There's a guy whose book I read and whose book I've been reading in my master's. I was like, I love your work. This specific project was really cool and really awesome. Mm. Do you mind if I just get some time to just speak with you in the morning? I just want to learn more about you and how you got to where you were. The next day he said, here's my calendar, book some time.
Wow.
And you can come over to my office and we can chat. Now I'm working with this person. So you'd be surprised how just being honest.
Yes.
Honest.
Yes.
With why you're reaching out to them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it could literally be, hey, there's a business opportunity. I thought of you. Can we have a quick chat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
But be honest.
Be honest.
Just why are you actually trying to talk to that person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And be there. Hey, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have anything specific to talk to you, but we have a great vibe. Do you mind if we just chill for a minute? And some people are gonna say yes, some people are gonna say no, but you'd be surprised what honesty about why I'm reaching out to you will do. Yeah.
That's so true. I remember when we first connected, I was thinking about doing a podcast. I don't know if you remember it. This was 2-3 years ago.
Kemi was Kemi the one I introduced her? I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Kemi was the one who introduced, yes. Kemi has been on one of our episodes talking about unconventional career paths. I met Kemi on a course. I spoke to her about wanting to get into podcasts. She then said, I know Obinna. I will make the introduction. And then from there, we actually spoke. You had so much information to share about how to create your first podcast, getting over the hump of the awkwardness and jumping into your fear. And our relationship has developed over time. You've been on my mentoring platform. Now you're sitting in a chair and we're doing this recording together. I've been at events with you. So it's been a good value exchange, as you said.
And we don't talk all the time.
We don't talk all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just going back to what you said about if it is that you recognize that someone has done something great and you reach out saying, I want to learn more from you, I would imagine that most people would be more than willing to give of their time to facilitate something like that. If you're thinking in your head, they're not going to respond, it's okay even if they don't respond.
It's fine.
But still, what's the worst thing that could happen if you sent a request out? They can get back to you and make the time with you.
Or they just may never see it. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we've got to be okay. Silence isn't rejection.
Yes.
It's just, they just may not read their emails like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are a bunch of people that I've sent messages to that I've never heard back from them again.
Yeah.
but there was something in me that felt good. I sent a message to this person. I can do it.
You took a baby step.
I took a baby step, and that made me feel more confident. Send another message to someone else.
Right.
And that time they replied.
Right.
So, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Sometimes it's about just, starting the momentum and just firing it out.
Yes.
Maybe choose a day.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, I don't have a meeting. Work is a bit later. Okay, I've been really meaning to reach out to this person. Okay, I have their LinkedIn or I have their email. Let me just, boom,
Yes.
send.
Yes.
Okay, whew,
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you said that. Set aside a time and just boom, send it. Because the habit that I get into is that whole ruminating. I actually think about if they don't respond, then it means they don't like me. I think the minute that an idea potentially comes into your head, don't even start the rumination process. Just do it. Because then at least, to your point, you get it done and you feel really good about it, which then gives you the courage to take another step forward. If I'm unpacking what you were just saying before with regard to building these meaningful relationships, especially in this fast-paced world that we live in, take the pressure off, right? For one, we're not having to maintain all of these relationships every day.
No.
Really think about your why it is that you want a specific connection. And then reach out to someone with intent. Now, let's talk about the impact of networking on a bigger scale. How has networking played a role in creating ripple effects in your own life? And how can listeners use it as a tool for making a positive impact?
Okay, sure. So I can just talk about this project that we were just doing.
Yes.
If people remember, last year we saw parts of the aurora in London, quote unquote, the Northern Lights.
I didn't see it though.
I didn't see it either. So that's what annoyed me. That's how this whole thing started. Because I got reports, oh my gosh, look outside your house at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? You're going to see the things. So I walk outside my house into my garden. I look up. Don't see nothing.
Nothing.
I'm in Kent. I'm in Dartford. I'm with the birds and the bees. I don't see nothing. I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe it's just my house. So I leave my house, leave my own home in the AMs to go and find another place in the darkness. And I go to this hill in this like park.
Yeah.
There's just trees and nature around me. The sky is just black, and I'm looking up with all of my heart and passion. I'm dedicated. You people have told me I'm going to see this thing that I saw in Disney movies in real life. Yes, I will do the thing, okay? Because my life is a Disney movie. So I look up, and I'm expecting to see, these constellations and these remunerations of nature in the sky and all of that. Nothing. So take out my phone, try to take a picture because people are saying, oh, you need to use your phone. Nothing. And then I'm looking online and all these people being, oh my gosh, I see auroras in my backyard. Someone's lying. Someone is lying. Don't know who. Someone out there is lying because I'm not seeing this.
I ain't seeing nothing.
I'm not seeing nothing. So I got really obsessed and I started, after work, I just started researching aurora, researching aurora trackers because apparently you got to be in the right place in the right time to see the I'm researching data sets because I'm a data nerd, so I'm like, there must be a data set about this somewhere. And eventually I find a bunch of data sets and I'm going through them, and guess what? I have no idea what any of this is saying. I'm just seeing zeros and points and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I'm like, okay, I better start talking to someone who knows more than I. And so I reach out to a friend at the Royal Observatory and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to figure out this aurora thing because nature pissed me off and I can't see the thing in my backyard and you lot are telling me I can. So can you know someone who can tell me about this? And then they introduced me to an astrophysicist at the ROG and I reach out to them and we literally sit there. At first it was just going to be like a quick 15-30 minutes, just tell me about auroras and stuff. Ended up turning into like an hour 10-minute conversation about space, about sun, about solar radiation, about solar flares and how the Earth's geomagnetic field and how it interacts with particles as it touches thing and I become a mini astrophysicist in the lecture. I'm like, okay, this is really cool. This is really interesting. Yeah. What data sources do I need to go to? Where can I find what indexes? And then they're like, okay, yeah, I would check out this university. This professor there teaches it, and they have this amazing resource. You should talk to them. And so I go and talk to them. Turns out they are a solar scientist. First of all, I didn't know that was a job. There's a job out there called solar scientist. Well done. Nice one. Job for everything. He just studies the sun. That's his life.
That's
crazy.
wild.
Anyway, we start talking. He tells me more about the science, more about the data sets, more about what I should be looking into if I want to create a tracker. Turns out their tracker is down, so they're probably not the best people to talk to. But you know what? The Mets, they have their own thing. And so there's this guy at the Met. This is his email. You tell him that I sent you. Go talk to him. We're like, cool. And then he also said, hey, there's this guy that I know. He used to be an astrophysicist. You should also chat to him. I'm like, okay, sure. But let me talk to the Met first. Then I reach out to the Met. Air me. No response.
Okay.
I'm like, oh,
Fine.
okay, fine. You don't want to talk to me, fine. So I go on the Met website myself and I figure out the data. And then I remember, oh, this guy said go and talk to this other guy.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm Googling him. And it turns out that he is called an aurora chaser.
An aurora chaser.
An aurora chaser.
The rolling of the R's.
Aurora. That's life. He goes and chases colors in the sky.
That is wild. Is he getting paid for this?
That is his job.
I could
That
do
is
that,
his
surely.
career. He used to be an astrophysicist for the ROG. I wanted to go freelance. I became a science communicator. And as part of it, he goes aurora chasing, and that's his career. He also chases eclipses. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So I reach out to my guy and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. Before it was just me being curious and frustrated, and now it's turned into a side project that I'm doing after working hours. And then we chat, and this guy blows my mind into the field of aurora, the field of analysis of this thing, how far back it goes, the different cultures, and how different cultures used to interpret auroras to be signs from their gods and what it meant about the nature around them, and the different places in the world where it's best to look at it versus not. The fact that actually it's always happening, but the reason why we can't always see it is because light pollution. Also, it's not dark enough. And all these different things that come to make it more apparent. And he's talking. And then I'm telling him, oh, I'm trying to build this thing. And he's like, you know what? This project is really, really good.
Oh, wow.
We should turn it into a sort of show. It would be amazing to do. And I can show you the data sources and all that. Would that be something you're curious about? And I'm like, yeah. Why in the world not? Yeah, let's do it. So he's like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. This is how we can expand it. Oh my gosh, it can be a workshop that we take to different countries because I present in different places. You can come with. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, you keep going. I like where you're going. Come back to me when you're interested in what you want to do. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you. Nice meeting you. And then he goes away and I'm like, this is interesting. Okay. And at this point, I just left Wavemaker and I started my master's degree. And then I'm like, you know what? I actually want to take this project forward. Let me actually think about this. So I go back to ROG and say, hey, I spoke to this person. They're just like, oh, yeah, we can put shows on in our observatory. That's a thing that we do. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it. And then I go back to the Aurora Chaser guy and I'm like, I'm down. Let's do something. He's like, okay, cool. I have a client. Their name is Hertogruten. They take people on tours from the south of Norway to the Arctic Circle. We can put you on a ship and we can do something. And all of a sudden, I'm creating a partnership deck to present to Hertogruten about how I can be a data investigator researching the auroras using their services in order to create this show and exhibition that we're going to potentially show in like the Tate or something. And
this is blowing my mind right now.
It is insane.
How you went from finding yourself on a hill in Dartford because you couldn't find the aurora, being so frustrated with all of these friends basically
just
saying,
showing off.
Just showing off. To now
let me not swear.
being on this project where you'll be researching the data behind aurora phenomena, aurora lights, and then potentially making that into a display exhibition in the Tate. That's wild. To me, that is the pure power of networking, because all you did was literally chatted with one person who then forwarded you on to someone else and someone else and someone else and someone else. And through the conversations and through the extreme love for what it is that you were trying to solve, people then wanting to be on that journey with you. And now you're on this amazing project.
Exactly. And remember, as you said, it goes back to, why was I reaching out to these people?
Yes, the why.
It was just a curiosity for this thing. And it was that passion and that conversation. Also, science people, they love this stuff, but they struggle with communication. And I'm coming from a place where I do communication.
Communication was your bread and butter.
Was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, a synergy formed out of the frustration of just trying to learn about how this thing works.
Wow.
And so I didn't go there with the intention of, I want to go away with a client project. That wasn't my, that was not my goal. Yeah. But that's what ended up happening because there was a mutual love for this thing. And then people also had a vision as well. And 1 + 1 is equaling 2. Then we multiplied that by 4. And then it just kind of grows like that. And a lot of my other client projects have kind of stemmed from conversations like this. Yeah. This one, of course, is crazy. Yeah. But this principle is consistent. That literally came out of me being curious, having conversations. Someone else was interested, and it just snowballed into something.
Yeah. So curiosity is almost that gateway to new paths.
Acting on curiosity.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I also kind of want to ask you, Obi, if you could take us and the listeners through a technique that I witnessed you do at one of the panel events we were on, where you were showcasing the power of LinkedIn and how you can go about finding communities. Is it a possibility that we can go through that together?
Yeah, sure.
If you're listening to this podcast right now, probably press pause and grab your phone out so we can go through it together.
So what this came from was as part of the conversation, we then had to talk to one person.
Yes.
And one of the people that I spoke to, they said that they were interested in fashion and they wanted to work in fashion, but they don't know anyone in fashion and they don't know how to go about it. And I'm just like, oh, have you tried reaching out to someone on LinkedIn? And they're just like, I don't really know how to do that. What would I do?
Yeah.
And so that's where this demonstration came from. So LinkedIn's really cool in that you can search companies, you can search people, you can search topics, and you can find somebody aligned with that thing. And so in this case, fashion. What fashion brands and companies do you know? Okay. Actually, Chrissy. What fashion brands and companies do you know?
You're putting me on the spot here. Oh, the only one that really comes to my mind when I think about fashion is Zara.
Zara. Okay, that's cool. So we type in Zara into the search bar in LinkedIn.
Okay, so where I can see like my little face at the very top, I search Zara.
Zara.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're seeing some people's probably names as Zara and all of that. So let's find out, what is Zara's actual trading company name? Zara Apparel. Okay.
Zara Apparel. Okay.
When you find that in the search bar, you're going to go to the Zara page in LinkedIn. So I guess let me go a bit slower. So you typed in Zara into your search bar and probably some recommendations came up.
Yeah.
Some people's whose names are Zara, all of that. And there you'll also see Zara and then it'll say company, retail, apparel and fashion with their logo. So you click that.
Yep.
Cool. So now you're seeing the company of Zara.
Yes.
So what you can do is literally click on that company and now you get to the company page and it has their home, about, posts, jobs, people.
Yes.
Now, if you're looking for a job, you can just go and look for a job, right? Yeah. But we're here to network. So we go to people. And all of a sudden you're seeing a bunch of people who work for Zara.
Okay.
There are also some highlights. So I get 136 employees who studied economics.
Right.
345 that lived in London. You press that arrow and you get all of their names. So now, if you're curious about working in Zara,
Yes.
you need to look for the type of jobs that are there, right? So let's say you want to work in marketing. You just scroll until you find marketing or general manager or just something like that. You find their name.
Yeah.
And you click on it and you reach out.
Done.
It's literally how it goes. So
Done. That's amazing. Thanks for that really good tip, Obi. I'm hoping quite a few of the listeners would probably try that little technique out.
yeah.
Really, really good. I guess the overarching theme from what we just spoke about and the amazing project that you found yourself on was that it all stemmed from intentional curiosity and taking the necessary actions from there, which then led you to this beautiful project that you didn't even expect to be on. That's going to be somewhere in the Tate at some point in time.
Yeah, fingers crossed, but yeah. I'll follow me on LinkedIn. We'll announce more as things come up. But yeah, literally, it's just being willing to act, being okay with things not going your way, and understanding just because it didn't work doesn't mean you are now a broken tool of a person. It's that feeling of when I get rejected, oh, I'm terrible, I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
Be careful of the words you say to yourself.
Yes.
Because you will act upon what you speak to yourself.
Yeah.
It's words of power.
Yes.
So don't take it with that sense. Just be like, yes, they didn't respond to you. Fine.
Yeah.
Keep going until somebody does.
Yes.
And someone will.
Yes.
If you do not do anything, the only thing that's guaranteed is that nothing will happen.
Yes.
If you do something, it may not happen in the way you want it, but trust me, something will happen.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Obi. That was such an inspiring takeaway. I really, really appreciate it. It really shows that networking isn't just about personal gain. It's about creating ripples of change. Before we wrap up, where can our listeners connect with you and continue learning from your insights?
You can follow me on LinkedIn, Obinna Iwuji, Obinna Iwuji. I'm also trying to be like on socials. It's very awkward for me, but hey, I gotta follow my own advice. You know?
Yes.
Gotta try.
Embrace the awkwardness.
Embrace the awkwardness. So I'm also on Instagram under Nerdy Charisma. You can find me there too. And I've been told that I need to do a TikTok, but let's one step at a time. You know,
Baby
one
steps.
person, one thing at a time. But yeah, that's how you can find me.
Fantastic. To the listeners, networking isn't just about collecting contacts. It's about cultivating connections that matter. When we approach networking with authenticity, curiosity, and generosity, we transform simple conversations into lasting relationships. For those like me who find networking daunting, especially the introverts, remember this. Meaningful connections aren't about being the loudest in the room, but about being the most present. Start small. Lead with kindness and focus on genuine engagement rather than just making an impression. Don't be that salesperson. As you step forward, ask yourself, how can I show up for others in a way that adds value, fosters trust, and sparks true connection? Because when we network with heart, we don't just grow our circles, we amplify our impact. So until next time, keep connecting, keep growing, and keep awakening the ripple within you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Obi. That was so good.
That was fun.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
And felt so easy.
As it should, right?